Hello, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, and dudes of all teenagers. My name is Christian Chandler. I am here, and y'all are there. I am high functioning autistic, and in my 25 years, I have seen and learned so much. And today, I intended to share some wise words that I hope each and every one of you will take to heart and allow for yourself and everyone else a better, brighter future.
Have you ever had an interest that kind of wanes in and out of your attention? Like there's parts of your life where you're deeply engrossed in something, then you lose interest only to pick it up again. Maybe it's like a show or a book or whatever the fuck catches your eye. For me personally, my reoccurring interest is fucking Chris Chan. For the uninitiated, Chris Chan has been the internet's laughingstock for the past decade or so for a variety of reasons, mostly reasons you would not want to be famous for. Chris Chan lore is split up into different story arcs or sagas as they're called, and for the sake of this video I'll only be touching upon a handful of sagas, as if I cover every aspect of Chris Chan, I'll be here all fucking day.
Shut the fuck up.
Alright, I'll stop fucking talking and get into the video. After Chris graduated from high school in the year 2000, he enrolled in the Piedmont Virginia Community College, or PVCC for short. Chris's time at PVCC wasn't the smoothest, as he would have several encounters with the administration. In Chris's first run-in with the administration, Chris claimed he was kicked out of an English class during a reading of Wednesday's Child, a story about an autistic girl who murders people. Chris later told his professor that he himself was autistic, and he was booted out of the class because his professor was scared of autistic people. However, what really happened was that Chris made a derogatory comment during a class discussion. During this discussion, Chris said,
exclamations did I clearly hear from a black person in church.
And after that, he was kicked out the classroom, but it's unknown if he was expelled from the class by the professor or he chose not to return. And after getting kicked out, he sat at a table by himself and cried. Not only was Chris kicked out from the class, but he would be eventually kicked out by the college due to another incident. The incident in question would be the start of his infamous decade-spanning love quest.
What the fuck is the love quest?
It was a period of time where Chris would try to get a girlfriend, and key word is try. Okay, the start of this was when Chris made this sign that was basically like the most fucked Tinder bio you could ever think of. Actually, let me read it. It's a good read, let me tell you.
21, single white male, shy, smart, young at heart, computer skilled, humorous, a great thinker and go-getter, natural salesperson, enjoys the good parts of life, diplomatic, friendly, loves his family, peaceful, very creative, he's lonely, seeking a cute 18 to 21 single female companion, 18 to 21 years of age, does not already have a boyfriend, single, average to slender weight / body type, white, lives in Charlottesville or Ruckersville area, does not smoke or drink alcohol, happy, positive personality, average / high income, drives a vehicle. If any men read this heap sign, mind your own business, and to all men with girlfriends except marrieds and blacks, go jump off a cliff. Have a nice day.
He would wait in the PVCC lobby next to the sign, and maybe a big milky sweetheart would suck him on the spot. I don't know what he was expecting would happen. Surprisingly, a woman did approach him, Mary Lee Walsh, the dean of the college. Chris states that she approached him, then yelled at him in a very violent manner, criticized his methods, and ripped up his sign. Chris assumed that Walsh targeted him to keep him a frustrated virgin, but in reality she most likely didn't want anyone soliciting sex on campus. The sign wasn't the only endeavor to get Chris a dummy mommy, as he made these pamphlets where it had basically the same goal as the sign. As a result, Chris was suspended from PVCC for 1 year, and to return he would have to take anger management classes, a psychological evaluation, and receive social skills counseling. And so he did, and he was attending classes again in the fall of 2005. After 5 long hard years, Chris finally graduated with an associate's degree in applied science and a computer-aided drafting and design certificate. For most people it would have taken 2 years, but whatever, it's Chris Chan. In addition to the usual cap and gown you'd see like at every graduation, Chris wore his beloved Sonichu medallion. You know, Chris finally did it. He graduated college, an accomplishment that is worthy of celebration. You know, as they say, a degree will open many doors, and this will surely be no different for Chris, as with a degree in his hand, nothing will stop him from being successful and finally getting his sweetheart. You know, he had to become successful, right? Many years later, after his graduation from PVCC, Chris would meet a woman by the name of Julie on the Sonichu Girls Forum, a forum for the female fan base of Sonichu. Chris would form a relationship with Julie and would promise his virginity to her, so you know he was serious. Things would take a turn as Julie would be kidnapped by her brother Max. Upon hearing this, Chris would venture out from his home of Ruckersville, Virginia to Ohio to rescue his sweetheart. Chris's mother was concerned as she was suspecting that Julie might be a police officer disguising himself as an underage girl and fucking pulling a Chris Hansen on him. We know this trip to Ohio actually happened as he stopped to chow down a couple times on the way there. When Chris did arrive to Ohio, Chris got the wrong address, as he ended up in a rundown house in the ghetto, and instead of meeting Max and Julie, he met an elderly lady. Chris would have a positive outlook on the experience as he wrote, "I traveled an 800+ mile round trip to Cleveland, Ohio, only to find that the address he gave me led me to a rundown old red house with an elderly woman residing in it. But not you nor Julie, no one in the neighborhood ever heard of Julie nor Max. Go ahead, laugh it up, but I want to thank you very much for the traveling experience. I actually did have a great time on the road and enjoyed the sights and views." Later on, Chris would receive a letter from Julie. In it, she professed her love to Chris and along with photos to prove her existence. The two would decide to take their relationship to the next level. And what does that mean? Have some e-sex, of course.
Yummy. I want to be inside you.
On February 20th, 2009, Chris created a video for Julie in which he had sex with an inflatable doll titled "For Julie's Eyes Only." Chris created the vid so he could show Julie how their first sexual encounter would go down. This video would go down as one of the most infamous parts of Chris history, and it goes a little something like this.
Julie!
Max would yet again enter Chris's life as he got a hold of Chris's PlayStation account and forbid him from seeing Julie. In a call, Max forced Chris to do a variety of things, such as shoving his Sonichu medallion up his ass and declared Billy Mays as the mayor of Quickville. At the very end of the call, Max revealed that him and Julie were the same person, a 12-year-old boy who goes by the name of Blue Spike. So all this e-sex, Julie shit, and the Ohio adventure were all orchestrated by a 12-year-old boy. Who would have known? The Blue Spike saga would become polarizing with Christorians as they'd view the actions of Blue Spike to be a bit extreme to say the least, and yeah, they were. Alright, before we get into the last saga for today, I want to go over some of my favorite little parts of Chris history that isn't big enough for its own segment, so let's fucking go. Alright, first on the list is the time Chris drank a fusion of his own nut and orange Fanta. There's that one time he pepper sprayed a GameStop employee on video. Oh, how about that time Chris was kicked out of too many games after trying to inappropriately touch and kiss guests. Oh, that time when he hit the owner of a video game shop with his car he was banned from. That was fun. Okay, I can go on with my favorite Chris Chan little moments all day, so I'm gonna just stop and go straight into my favorite saga, the Megan saga. Chris first met Megan Shorter at the game place, the same place where he hit the owner with his car. The two would meet over a game of Yu-Gi-Oh, and Chris would eventually develop a crush on Megan. Chris did everything he could to get with Megan. He wrote her in his comic, dragged her onto dates, tried to snuggle, kiss her, etc. These attempts would go in vain as Megan was not into Chris. However, Chris would continue his advances towards Megan even when she stated her asexuality and lying about having a boyfriend. Chris's biggest attempt to win over Megan was when he entered in a Prapper the Rapper competition where the winner would receive 2 PSPs and an all-expenses paid trip to Seattle for the 2007 Penny Arcade Expo, where he hoped he would finally have hanky-panky with Megan on the trip and no longer be a virgin with rage. Chris did everything in his power to win, from making dummy accounts to vote for his submission to annoying his half-brother to vote for him, and handing out flyers at the game place telling others to vote for him as well. In the end, Chris lost the competition and did not get to have sex with Megan in Seattle. Chris began whining to Megan about how everyone except him cheated in the competition, which resulted in Megan losing her patience and berating Chris for his selfish and inappropriate behavior. Once again, this did not deter Chris as he kept harassing Megan as he did before. In November 2007, Chris discovered his Encyclopedia Dramatica page about him. In response, Chris uploaded pornographic drawings in attempts to overload the website. There was one artwork that would bite him in the ass later, which was an image depicting Chris fingering Megan. Trolls assumed that this mystery woman was his imaginary sister, Crystal, but Chris cleared the air and stated that it was indeed Megan. Megan would find out about this image and demanded Chris to take it down, but whenever Chris would try to take it down, the image would be re-uploaded by trolls. Megan sent an email to Chris saying she was not comfortable around Chris anymore, thus putting an end to their relationship. I could've like fucking gave back to my community, I could've done this and that, but I'm here making a fucking Chris Chan video. What am I doing with my life? Fuck.